the things that you touched on is things like loan applications and decision making there. I like to talk about bias all the way down, right? Bias in the data set, bias in the verification and validation of the data set, bias in the human in the loop. So, what are your thoughts on how do we really combat bias, and what are the types of things that companies need to do to set up those guardrails?
I think that, we have to start with the data, as I said, right? We need to make the data more rich in terms of the information we're feeding it, right? The diverse perspectives that are represented in that data. But also, we do need the humans in the loop to also come from diverse backgrounds, right? Because the perspectives that you have, an environment that you've grown up in is different from mine. I've grown up in so many different environments, starting from where I was born in Cameroon, and then, moving to the US. At some point, I moved to France. At some point, I've lived in Senegal. So I have such sort of a wide variety of experiences, and I'm sure, she does, and you do too. So we need to make sure that these different types of people are represented in the rooms that are sort of the second pair of eyes, right, after the data. And as we were discussing earlier, that boils down to, decision making when it comes to how do we recruit candidates in this space, right? So AI is already a factor in the recruitment process that we also need to analyze and sort of like rework to make sure that we're not tossing out people from untraditional backgrounds in the space, because traditionally finance has been a space dominated by white men, right? But it's been evolving, beyond that to include women and people from, again, diverse backgrounds. And we need to ensure that in these spaces where, these products are being built, whether it's the engineers or the product managers or the innovators, the ideators like me, let's make sure that people from different backgrounds are there so that we can spot check and ensure that if the AI is missing something, we catch that. And when we catch that, we retrain the AI to encompass that new view.